So let's go on and look at a website, your website, which is a converting website. I'm going to roll right up here. But what's the goal of the site? Who's the site built for? Elements of conversion. We're going to talk about list building, mobile optimization, and analysis. So let's go jump over here, Brandon, real quick and take a look. Okay, so I'm going to just minimize us, Brandon. So you already know what I look like, and I know what you look like, so we don't have to see each other here. We know each other very well. Okay, so let's take a look in the first fold. All right, some of the elements that he has, top left, right above his logo, is his phone number. I looked at your competitors, and many of them do not have their phone number in the first fold. Hell, I couldn't even find their phone number. So that's crazy. So navigation tabs. Sometimes, it depends on the business owner that we work for, they'll have a little hamburger on the right-hand side, so all of this doesn't show. Research shows they're both good. So either way, the consumer likes it. Services, okay. So our reviews, again, your sample inspection report, people want to see that, don't they? But here's one of the things, Brandon, that most of your competitors missed, and that's service areas. It might have been in the footer, but it wasn't right up front. So when somebody looks at your website and they're outside of these service areas and they call you on the phone, what do you say?
Outside of the service area?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't answer the phone. That we can.
Yeah, you don't serve them if they're outside your service area, do you? Or unless they got a big travel fee.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's really, people know, okay, oh, I live in Rigby, so he serves that area. Or I live in Blackfoot. That's not Idaho Falls, but he still serves those areas. Rexburg. All right, schedule now, man. If you're ready, if you love us, go ahead and schedule now. How to contact us, some information here. This is really a very valuable thing. And this is where we talked about list building earlier. Okay, Brandon can run an ad on any of his social media sites or anywhere else and offer a home inspection checklist, which there's over 1 million searches a month for a variety of terms for home inspection checklist. Okay, and it's probably less now because there's less homes being sold, but in the heyday, over 1 million search terms were out there for home inspection checklist. So he runs an ad. Somebody comes to this page, and let's just go over there. They come to this page, or and for them to come to this page or give them the checklist, he can get their name and their email address. Okay, and if they're getting a checklist and they're using a home inspection checklist, unless it's your competitor, I bet they're buying a home, don't you think, Brandon? Okay, so if they're buying a home, then that's good. Okay, so look what else is on this page, Brandon. Now, how effective is this chat box? Do people say it's annoying, or is it effective?
I don't know if we've had any negative feedback on it. For us, it just gives us another way to communicate with people. We've scheduled inspections that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chat box is a good thing. I like to chat on the chat box. I don't want to talk to you on the phone because you know what? It's time consuming. I just got one thing I need to ask you. So chat. Okay, so look what he's got here. He's got his guarantee here, but he's got another lead generation report. So he can collect leads. You know what happens is 6 things you need to know before to avoid hiring the wrong inspector. So he can run an ad. He can then give them that report. And then what happens is he's got somebody that's going to be buying a house. I mean, they wouldn't get this report if they weren't buying a home. Okay, but look what's important here too. You can schedule right here from this page if you so desire. And what else is important here, Brandon? How about this 5-star reviews?
Yeah, they can get linked directly to our review page.
I think that's important, don't you? I think that's important. I think I was talking to another home inspector the other day. It's very, very successful as well. And one of the things he says, a lot of times people never get past the reviews on his site. He's got more than 463, but that doesn't matter because 463 is awesome. But he's done it. He just says a lot of them just go to the review pages, read it, and they call them right up from Google Business. Now, this wheelchair on here on the left is handicap accessible. And what happens is a lot of people have disabilities of whatever type, and the federal law requires you to have this. So if you do not have this on your website, you can set yourself up for a big fine. So you can increase or decrease the text size and do all of these things. to make it easier for people to read it. And I will assure you, people with disabilities do come to your website. So please have that on there. It's a very important thing. All right, Brandon, what else do you think is important on this homepage? Because we're not leaving here yet. So what is it a consumer is looking for when they come to try to discern whether they're going to select you? Because really isn't the decision, Brandon, I know I need a home inspection. I mean, you're not an idiot. If you're buying a home, you know you need a home inspection. Okay, so isn't the decision really who am I going to select?
Sure is, yeah.
Okay, so what else do you think? Looking at your own homepage, this is the first fold. What else do you think is important on here? If you're a consumer, take off your home inspection hat, put on your consumer hat. What do you want to see?
I need to hear the message that I want conveyed to me. What do I need right now? And what do I need out of my home inspection? In all the years we've been in business, it's all about, preventing unexpected closing costs or costs after you close on the home for repairs that you didn't know existed.
Yeah, need for repairs. So when you look on this thing, they can schedule an inspection 24/7. That's important to me because sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. Okay, so I want to be able to do something. I want to chat with you or schedule my inspection. Boom, there it is. I bet that I want to see a sample report because you just told me you wanted to see what kind of work we did so you didn't get stuck with a money pit. So how about that sample report? Do you think it's important?
Sure. Yeah.
Wow, we already talked about 5-star reviews, but one of the frequently asked questions we get is, when do I get the report? Okay, so look at this right here. You've already know what keeps home inspectors up at night. So you know what? Why should you choose Idaho Elite Inspection Team? They know they need a home inspection. So you have just entered into the conversation the home buyer has going on in their own mind. Why should I choose that person? Why should I choose this person? Okay, so then you tell them so you don't get stuck with a bunch of unpleasant surprises once you move into the home. That's what keeps home buyers up at night. Oh, we got this beautiful home. And you know what? Next thing you know, the slab's cracked in the back and the plumbing's leaking. Oh, yeah. If I'd have known that in advance, I wouldn't have bought it, right?
Right.
Okay, so everything you need to know to make a decision for Idaho Elite Inspection Team is right here in the first fold.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't a mistake, is it, Brandon? I mean, we did this intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay, and so at the master class, we're going to teach you some of these things. What are the elements of conversion and why should they be on your site and where? Okay, you don't have to go past Brandon's first page. Okay, but let's say we do. Okay, so let's talk about all the different things he's got on here. Always schedule now. Okay, and he's got the owner. I mean, Brandon is not afraid of his customer. He wants you to see who he is. Now, when he was younger like this, he looked better. Okay, granted that. We'll Photoshop that. I'm the king of that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and when I see myself in the mirror, I don't see an older guy. But when I saw myself on video, I'm thinking, whoa, I need to get a little makeup and all that going, cover those bags under my eyes or whatever. But anyway, so Brandon is addressing the customer right here. Then look on the right-hand side. He's got testimonials, reviews running down. And they're not something he wrote himself. They came from Google or they came from Merchant Circle or Hot Frog, and it lays it straight out. So it gives tremendous credibility to the review because it came from a third-party source. Okay, and then he's talking about his guarantee, and that's one of the elements of conversion. Want a more comprehensive home inspection? Always there, always right here. You can look at his reviews. Okay, he's using video. Look at all the videos he's doing. What is he doing? He's building know me, like me, trust me. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And since you can't get in front of them, what happens is you have to build know, like, and trust from your website and your other online presence. So they're saying, oh, look at all these great inspections. I mean, these great items. What's this about? Oh, this is great. So they're proving that they have expertise. And you can scroll on down and see all the other things. Now, one of the things that you'll see is this, and you'll hear me say this all the time. And Brandon, when we talk about it, who is your website for? Who is your target audience for this information?
Yeah, in most cases, in our case, it's for the client, the customer.
Home buyer.
Yeah.
That's right. It's for the home buyer. Okay, so what happens is there's information on here to get I always call it the 9 elements of conversion, or like Colonel Sanders herbs and spices. Colonel Sanders didn't sell much chicken until he got those herbs and spices in the right order. And what Brandon's got here is he's got the elements of conversion in the right order. So if we gave more information than what the customer needed here, the customer might not take the action. And Brandon, what is it when somebody comes here? What do you want them to do? I mean, what's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, I need them to book an inspection.
You got it, man. You got it. So if we put your blog here, and they got off on all these articles, and I say, here's what happens when you have when you let customers leak off your website. Here's what happens. Mom is at home. She's picked up the kids. Mom and dad put a contract on the house over the weekend. Okay. Dad has to go out of town for business. Mom works. So in town. So mom comes home from work. She's tired. She gets on the internet and starts typing in, home inspector, Idaho Falls. Okay. So she comes in and she's reading the website and she sees the blog. Well, she sees an interesting article. Okay. So now she's reading that article and then she's thinking, oh, that article had a link to another article that interested her. Okay, then Susie runs in and says, Mom, we got to be at soccer practice in 10 minutes. Mom looks at her watch and said, she's right. And you know what she does? Closes out the website and never comes back. Okay, so Brandon just lost in that case because he needed her to schedule her inspection while she was here visiting. So we don't have a blog visible to the consumer here. Okay, it is visible outside of here, and I'm going to show you where it is in a minute, but we can't afford to have anybody leak off Brandon's site. We need them to schedule their inspection. And Brandon, this website converts like crazy. I see your numbers.
Yeah.
So we obviously have the herbs and spices in one of the other things. Brandon has something here that I taught a few years ago at a workshop, a 3-day event in Naples, Florida. He has trusted resources. And Brandon, how many times before you put this on there did people say to you, home buyers say to you, Brandon, you know anybody who can fix this?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Every day.
Yeah. Well, that's our job, right? We're supposed to find, what's wrong with homes, and not every time the seller's going to make repairs. So, they'll call us up and ask for, who do we know and trust? We're still working on ours. We've got the page built, but we're trying to work through, getting those contractors and resources put on the page. So it's not fully built yet, but definitely, a way that we can add value to our customers, and something we're working on.
So look at the wording Brandon used. He didn't say preferred vendors, did he? He said trusted resources. Okay. People, after Brandon and his team finished the inspection, just like you guys, if you're watching this video and you're a good inspector, which I know you are, what happens is people really like you and trust you. Okay. So they're not looking for Angie's list. They're looking for Brandon's list. Okay. But if Brandon doesn't have a list, then they're disappointed. Okay. So the first thing I ask people when I go there, like I was asking a person at a gun range, do you have a gunsmith? Because I have one of my weapons that needs to be some adjustments made on it. And he said, we don't have a gunsmith here at the range. And I said, do you know someone? And that's the first thing I asked because I trusted him. So I wanted to know, did you know someone that you trusted so I could call that person and see if they could make the repair for me? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the same way it happens in the home inspection business or any service business. People will ask you for a referral. Okay, and if you don't do it or don't have that available, then they're disappointed by that. Okay, so let's go down. Forgive me for having to scroll here a minute because that kind of feels like in college when you had a microfiche. If you're in college today or later on, you don't have to worry about that because that technology was replaced, thank goodness. But we do have the blog link down here. Okay, so Brandon has what we call a premium blog, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute about a premium blog. Okay, so he has his stories displayed in a way in which I think is more up to date. A lot of people have the blog posts running down the page, just one post entry, but this is a more updated way to do it. Okay, so let's just click on this one because you guys know that if you've been in the market anytime, when the market was crazy and there were multiple contracts on each home, people bought up to improve their chances of getting it. They didn't get a home inspection. Okay, so now Brandon and his team are addressing that right here. Okay, and so what happens is this. Okay, when I say this is a premium blog, it looks just like your website. Okay, it is on your website. And there's a way to schedule. Okay, and we already established earlier, Brandon, that the most important thing was reviews. And look right here. Here's your reviews again. So if they're reading your blog, they like what they can see. They can read your reviews and schedule. Okay, and because your blog is here, and as we have it integrated into this, all of your navigation tabs are still here. They haven't gone off your blog. And Google reads this. When people, one of the ranking factors with Google is how much time a consumer spent on your pages, on your website. Okay, when somebody's in here reading an article on your blog post because you had a link on social media or you had a link in a video or whatever, they came here, then you're getting credit for time on page. But one of the things that Brandon has also done is look at this. Think about how you read. Okay, and I'm telling you guys these things because these are important details. Okay, or do you read the whole article or are you a scanner? Brandon, which one are you? Do you read the whole article or do you scan first before you read?
Yeah, I'm more of a scanner, honestly. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a scanner, bro. Okay, so what are the issues of purchasing a home without a home inspection? So who's this article for? Somebody who didn't get a home inspection. Okay, so tons of people. All right, so he's got it where you can read, and he's got bullet points, so it's just not tons of text. See how he's used bullet points? Small paragraphs. People they get overwhelmed by large paragraphs. Okay, he's got his reviews running down the side. That's why I said this is a premium blog post. Okay, he's got links here again, his phone number. How about frequently asked questions? Okay, so he's got it. Okay, so he's got all kind of things. Oh, and he's got a video. Okay, all right, and he's still got all this great stuff running down the right-hand column, and he's got more videos if you want to schedule. He has more videos. These are relationship building videos. Okay, Bill, don't let me trust me. So if I need a home inspector, I didn't get a home inspection, and I know I got problems now, and I read this article, man, I've got Brandon on the phone. Or I booked here. Okay, so a blog is super powerful because people who didn't get a home inspection a few years ago find all of this stuff. Oh no, I'm sure they didn't, because I'm sure the seller had a complete disclosure, don't you, Brandon?
Yeah.
Frau Blucher. That's it. So this is a beautiful part of it. So if you want to go back home, you just hit this. And it'll take you on back. My internet is running super slow because we're on a video. There we go. Okay, so we don't show the blog on here for consumers to see when they're making their decision for Brandon's firm. However, we want to be able to provide people information after the fact, or people who didn't get a home inspection. We want to be able to sell radon or pool and spa or whatever services we offer. And we do that through content marketing from our blogs. And at the Masterclass, we're going to be talking to you about this and how to tie a premium newsletter to your blog posting to get more people to your post for more referrals. Okay, that's another lead generation strategy that we're going to talk about. And Brandon, in all fairness, I want to say to you, this didn't happen in the first month, did it?
No.
Yeah, this is go ahead, I'm sorry.
In fact, well, I mean, for us, a small town, having, we obviously built our website, or we had one in Washington as well. When we had our business there, Savvy Inspector or Home Inspector helped build our website there. But I mean, if you're asking how long did it take you guys to come up with this, I mean, you guys built the website, for us. And that's what's so great about this is it's out of my hands completely. This is something that's already been tested, proven, and we use it every day, obviously, and I can focus on other things while the home inspector help team, runs the back end of the website and all that.
But it takes some time to build this. Google doesn't index all of your content immediately. It's really upon us to be consistent to make sure that this happens. So it doesn't happen overnight. I wanted to disclose that. Just one thing, the Savvy Inspector is Home Inspector Help. The reason we changed the name last year was to be more descriptive of what we did. We help home inspectors And so we felt the name change would be more reflective of what we do. And we help home inspectors in every way, both online and offline. We design business cards and brochures and flyers, all kind of things, landing pages for them as well. We have a complete creatives team as well. So that's why you'll hear us go back and forth between the Savvy Inspector and Home Inspector Help, same company, new name.